All right. Hi there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Love City Live. So glad to have everybody joining us from all over the country. We're going to give a few minutes, and by we, I mean me and Maggie Beltran. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna give everyone an opportunity to come on in. I'm gonna go out here into Facebook land and let people know that we are live. I always do that every week, and I'll tag you in this as well, Miss Maggie. Maggie is joining us this week from sunny California, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being a true loving Love City artist, she jumped right out of work into the car. So at least you didn't have to jump into traffic because I heard.
Yeah, I'm using this to avoid the traffic.
Okay, good. Sounds like a good plan. Let's see where. Oh, there we are, right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here, and for all of you viewers who are coming into the space, feel free to also share this with all of your friends and family. Let's say we're live. Here, put a little stars behind it. Share. Where else do I want to share? And I guess I'll share over here too and just say we're live. For those of you who've never been here before, this is Love City Live. We're going to create space every week for artists to come together and share their stories, especially my internet faves like Maggie Beltran, and just talk about the things that matter to real artists and what we're going through from week to week, and just kind of grow this tribe of really, really awesome human beings. Um, I've got some show notes here, just that I always do at the beginning of these lives. Love City Arts Collective is an all-inclusive, that means everybody, art service organization. The collective is also an artistic home to New York City-based artists, including Maggie's out in LA, so LA artists as well. These artists seek to give their gifts back to the community in the service of love. They make music, share resources through workshops, classes, blog posts, podcasts, giveaways, and community organizing. So we thank everybody for supporting Love City Arts. And they also gather to hold space and build community through music, art, and the spoken word. And our mission is to heal and empower artists and the community through renewal and transformation. So hopefully something that you hear from Maggie tonight, or maybe either from other people who are viewing here, will strike a chord within you, and hopefully you'll feel less alone along your creative path. That's what we're here for. In my show notes here, I have that I started Love City Arts 2 years ago to create spaces where creatives and non-creatives, although I believe that everyone is a creative, can circle up, find love, support, and camaraderie. When I first came to New York City about 6 or 7 years ago, I used to sit at the house wondering where my tribe was. And, sometimes as an adult, it isn't as easy to make friends as we did in the sandboxes as kids. Maggie, like, it was as easy as us going, like, hey, you want to be my friend? And then the person said, yeah. And then you played for hours on the playground and you came back next week and did the same. It's a little different when you're an adult and you learn how to put on a shell. So for those of you who may have a shell, because life can sometimes make us hard, Love City is here to let you know you're not alone and that you'll always have community. And I say here, we're not alone on our quest. And so if you're here for the first time, or if you're a return participant in these Love City Lives, please feel free to give me a thumbs up or a fist, or the praise hands, or whatever you want to use, to let us know that you're in the space. We've got 2 viewers now, so just comment in the comment section if you'd like, and let us know who you are and where you are watching from. This is a live online space, so anything can happen here, but it's all going to happen with love. And also feel free to jump in and ask questions of Maggie or myself as we go through this evening. Like I said, all love, all support, all community. Kim Dacus Wilson is on the main line. That's one of our board members. She's watching from out of Chicago this week. So we've got that one audience member. And Maggie, as I told you when I when I was inviting you on, this is a really chill space, so we're just gonna flow.
Okay.
We're just gonna flow. All right, that's enough of my spiel and my talking for one night. Maggie, who are you? What are you about? What brings you into the Love City Live space?
Wow.
Yeah, I know the heavy question. Like, and you don't have to tell me about what you do as a profession. You could tell me just who you are as a human being on the planet.
Well, me as a human being is a planet on a planet.
On a planet, with the planet, beside the planet.
I'm just like your best friend. I just want to be everyone's best friend.
Okay.
Everybody needs somebody at some point. Everybody just kind of like needs someone just to have fun with at some point, you know? And it's like it's always like we always feel like, oh, we need somebody, we need somebody, we need somebody, but now we need to give ourselves to somebody. It's the most fulfilling feeling in the world, and that's really what I'm about.
Yeah, so you're saying that like that whereas everybody's trying to like take and they're doing like the what about me? What about Marsha?
Yeah.
Like you want to be a giver
Mhm.
in the world. And okay, so what does friendship mean for you? I'm already starting off the rails because we have 5,000 followers, 5,000 friends, 10,000 likes, all of these internet versions of friendship. What does it mean for you when you say that you want to be the world's best friend?
Well, the truth is, it's like whether you're on the internet or whether you're at my job or you're just at the coffee shop and you need an extra dollar, like we're all just people. And what it means to be a friend to me is that it's like you're that kind person in the moment. Whether you've been that kind person for 6 years or you've been that kind person for 2 minutes. And
Mm,
I feel
mm.
like we expect a lot of out of our friends sometimes. Like I've learned this a lot, like just growing up, like becoming an adult. Like in high school, I like expected to have this large group of friends that are always with me all the time, and we're together as friends forever for our entire life, and our kids are friends, and all of that. Like that's cool. Like a lot of people haven't. And that's wonderful. But for me, like someone who's just traveled all their life, being a friend is being that kind person in the moment.
Yeah. And that, well, I mean, if that's your only goal for the entire day, then you're set up to be in a good spot.
Yeah.
Like if you put your feet on the floor and your one and only goal is just to be a kind, decent human being, you're already leaps and bounds ahead of what some other people are selling on the planet. Where do you think that comes from for you?
I think it really comes with like for me it's just my life experience. I've been like I feel like I've lived all 9 lives in one life.
Mm.
you
Why?
know.
Why do you say that? Tell me about the second and the third life.
I mean, the first life was me just being me. My second like I've switched high schools like 3 times. I've moved away to college. I traveled as a figure skater. I
Did
became
I
a
know that?
musician on my own. Yeah, I was a figure skater for 8 years.
Like a,
Um,
like a figure skater, like a triple sow cow type of figure skater?
yeah, I won nationals in Colorado when I was like 12.
Whoa! I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's one life. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, so and then I went to college, and then I left college and I went back home. Then I went to LA, and it's like I switched jobs so many times out here. It's just that like I'm always on the move, and it's always like a whole new different experience. I mean, I was the athletic girl, I was the girl in drama and theater, I was the musician. I really feel like I've gained perspective from everybody's side. I've been
Mm.
I've been the hurt person, I've been the person helping the hurt person, you know?
And what do you think being the hurt person and being the person who hurt someone? What do you think that teaches us? Because I think that everybody who's viewing can feel that. I mean that I can feel that for sure.
Yeah. Well, when you're the hurt person, you become a little selfish. and you kind of, you're just in such a negative spot that you just start to think negatively about like everyone around you. Like, why are they not helping me? I need help. But like, you're trapping yourself. But then once you become the person that's helping the hurt person, you're just like, why was I trapping myself like that? I could
Yeah.
I could just hit up my mom.
Yeah, exactly. I try to ask myself, and I'm not perfected in this, but I try to ask myself in moments of deep despair, like, what can I give right now? Because I don't know about you, like sometimes just showing up and volunteering, giving, calling someone and asking, like, how can I support you today? Like
Mhm.
that kind of starts to renew your energy and renew your spirit, right?
Oh, totally.
Cool, cool. So you were a figure skater. You traveled all over the place, all of these different high schools, college experience, moving from state to state, and all this has led you to a part of yourself being an artist in the world. Tell me about what you're doing creatively and artistically in the world.
Currently, I am starting this new project called Girl. It's called Ghost in Real Life. And what I'm doing with that is kind of like pro feminism, but feminism in a sense where it's like feminism for everybody. Like, I've seen so many Facebook posts or just friends saying stuff that like men need feminism too. And there's just so much human right activism like in feminism. And where I got the idea from Girl for Ghost in Real Life, where that kind of hit me, was when somebody calls you a girl, they're kind of demeaning you in a way. They're making you feel invisible. But
Because of the way that girls are viewed in our society and in the world view.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when someone says, "Oh, you throw like a girl," like
Mm.
they're making you invisible. You become that ghost.
Become that ghost. Can you tell us about a time when you felt like a ghost?
Oh, I got a few.
Huh?
uh, I would
Or
say I would say the most recent experience. I was at a job where I was completely unappreciated. I was constantly trying to show my talents, and my boss just could not think of anything positive I ever did for that job. And I have never felt more invisible in my entire life, and it was
Mhm.
awful. And I don't want people to feel like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that feel invisible, feel lacking in appreciation towards them, feeling like they don't matter.
Yeah. Like, I was basically a ghost at that job. I was going in, doing my duties, and then people were like, my boss, it's like she was almost scared of me, or like mistreating me as if I just wasn't even there or I
Wow.
mattered.
So, what is your girl project trying to bring that's different than the everyday worldview?
Well, often that I find with artists, and this is just my perspective, I'm not saying like everybody, when artists are promoting their own stuff, they're just like, me, and blah, blah, blah. It's all about my song. Here's my song. Listen to my song. And that's cool. Like, good for you for putting yourself out there like that. But I really want Girl to be that artist that takes in everybody. And that it's like, it's everybody's thing. It's like everybody's girl, you know?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I,
Mhm.
it's still in the works, and there's still some things and kinks that I'm working out, but it's not just about me. you know?
Yeah, yeah. So, for those of you who are viewing who aren't familiar with Maggie's work, she is an awesome EDM, which stands for help
Electronic
me,
dance music.
electronic dance music. She's both an artist and producer of this work. And so you're funneling Girl, the project, through that type of music, or are you
Yeah.
switching it up and doing other things?
No, I'm definitely still doing the EDM with that. It's always been kind of my thing. I like EDM. It reminds me of classical orchestration. It's just more fun.
Really? In what ways?
Well, if you think about it, like most EDM songs that you listen to, there's no formula. I mean, there kind of is, if you go into a more pop direction, but
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to arranging the instruments, it's like I could throw like an oboe in there and have this part played by a trumpet, but like instead of oboe and trumpet, they're synths. And it's like with the drum arrangements, it's just like it's so different than just your casual rock band, you know?
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. I've never heard anyone compare EDM to classical music, but I'm sure there's a through line woven throughout. Why did you choose EDM?
I don't know. It's just it rings something in me.
Mm.
Um, I mean, I grew up on classical music. Like as a figure skater, I was forced to listen to classical music and pick your song for your routine.
Right, 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 right.
And I was very much into punk music as a
Okay.
kid. So then when I started listening to EDM, it was something that nobody else around me was listening to. It was my thing. It's like my brothers were listening to punk and rock, and that was their thing, and they very much excluded me sometimes out of their tastes. But it's like when I had a friend introduce me to like a Flostradamus song.
A who song?
It's Flostradamus.
Okay, okay.
Their duo, they're pretty popular. Some people might recognize what I'm talking about.
Okay, okay.
Um, it's like I never knew that music could sound like this. Like it was possible. It was like um it was like getting the how do I compare this? It's the cherry on top of the ice cream. You know what I mean?
Mm, mm.
That's what it was like for me. So, and it's like very much with the punk rock scene and how people gather at those shows. The EDM culture is very family, like we're all family, we're all together, we all gonna get together and enjoy this music, and I really enjoy that. And that's like very much what girl is about, everybody come join me, everybody's welcomed, everyone
Mhm.
can be a girl, you know and
Have you found it easy to create and bond with community out west? What's that scene like for you?
the music scene out here,
Mm-hmm.
it's very interesting. It's cool because out here everybody's got their own thing they're doing, you know and like everyone has taken a genre of music and made it their own style. Like it's so cool. Like I have some friends at work that do this like kind of like emo soft toned rock music, and it's just so cool and interesting because it's their thing. Like nobody's
Yes.
trying to copy each other out here, and everybody's just super down to just gather at your friend's show, like at the coffee shop or at this venue nearby, and it's a very welcoming community to different tastes.
That's cool. That's cool. Have you introduced girl to them yet?
Yeah, I mean, I've brought it up to everyone at my job. We all send an email chain whenever someone has a new project or new music out. We all send it out, so everyone at my job's enjoying it. And my girl Mary, who works for iHeartRadio sometimes, and she's very much into helping me. I'm actually going to be DJing this like event for this clothing brand called Yandy
Okay.
next week. It's a private event, but it's still really cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And is your DJing EDM or do you mix in a little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything. If I'm just DJing, I'm just gonna ask everybody what you want to listen to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it's about everyone. It's not about me.
I
You
love
know.
it. I love it. I love it. Tell me about a time recently. You know, I always go super, super, super deep in these in these interviews. Tell me about a time recently where you got stuck in your creativity, because I think that part of what Love City wants to be is a space of truth where it's not like just like Happy all the time. We're happy artists and we're given to the planet. And doesn't it feel wonderful? Like there are moments, that's not real life. Like there are moments when we actually feel like shit.
Yeah, no, I definitely have had, like, after I graduated college and I was trying to launch Miss Beltran, who you interviewed last year. I went through a good period of just like, what am I doing? You know,
Mm-hmm.
where am I going with this? It's a cool idea, but what's the theme here? It's just it creatively, like the whole brand Miss Beltran, because it was just so selfish. It just completely stumped me. And I didn't make music for, let's see, August, October, November, January, for at least like 6 months.
Wow, was it you because you felt lost? You felt like you didn't have direction. You're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, basically. Um, it wasn't until I lost my previous job, um, that I actually had the time to sit down and think, what do I want to do with my
Mm,
art? You know, I think you had probably posted something that like clicked something in my brain. I can't even remember, but
mm-hmm.
it's just like, who am I doing this for? Am I just doing this just for me? Because it's like I was saying before, it's like when you get selfish like that, you kind of trap yourself. When you start doing everything just for yourself, you become alone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was just kind of like, you know what can I bring into the world? What can I offer everybody? And then that's how I kind of started coming up with Girl. And I hit up my girl, this girl I know, Servine Singe. We're going to be putting out a song soon, hopefully. It's still being mixed and mastered, but it's going to be really cool. It's a very empowerment type song. Uh,
Yes.
we wrote it about my previous job, and it's like a total like fight the power type song.
Okay. Yes. Down. Down with the man. down,
Yeah.
down with the man causing problems for everybody that's not the man. Um. Very cool. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm having an awesome conversation today with the Maggie Beltran. I don't know why my brain, who's doing this project called Girl, EDM producer and artist based out west, who just wants to give back in the service of love to the planet, which makes her the perfect Love City artist. And we're talking about mastering and mixing projects, which sometimes takes a little longer than we want it to. But how do you feel in the creative process? Is it like a long, drawn out experience for you? Or does it happen pretty quickly? Does inspiration hit you quickly?
Honestly, it depends on the song, but for this song specifically, this song has been taking me about a year and a half now. I made the track
Wow.
and I tried it out on a couple of different artists, and nobody was really sticking to it or committing. I finally got someone to write it to, but they were just like, I love this song, but it's just not my thing. And then I had to find someone else to sing it. And then, like, I think it started just really working when I was just like, I'm going to do Girl, and I'm going to hit up this person and she's going to sing it. And she was just like, I'm down.
See,
And I was just like, yes, finally.
I've been listening to some teachings lately that talk about definiteness of purpose and like the moment that you're like, I'm going to do this and this is the person, and the moment that you become like sure in your energy, like the chessboard of life starts moving things around to like hell.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah. Like, I've definitely been doing that lately. Like, I lost a job. I got a new job, and I lost a boyfriend, and now I'm just kind of like, okay, everything needs to stop going wrong.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
You're intending something different.
yeah, and it's like now I'm just kind of like, this is what I want to do. If this stuff happens and goes wrong, cool, whatever. But this I know I want to do, and this is like where, and this is how I'm gonna think. You know, I was very in a strange negative headspace for a very long time, for the
Mm,
past couple months, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stop thinking like that. I'm gonna stop thinking everybody hates me. I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna do my thing. I'm gonna help the world, and
mm-hmm.
everyone's gonna be cool with that.
Yeah. What made it foggy for you? What made it cloudy in there?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you. I was just so lost in everything going wrong. You
Hmm.
know, I was trying to take control over this job because I just wanted to do so well in it, and I was trying to take control over everything that I honestly physically and possibly can't control.
Mm,
And I've read up a lot about that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Why am I kind of trying to control stuff that it's just impossible to control?
hmm.
You know, when I could
Yeah.
control myself and my decisions that I make.
100%. Like when you come from that place, you are 100% in your power.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people kind of go around in life kind of blaming, my mommy did this to me and daddy did this to me. And I mean, I'm not trying to downplay anybody's trauma or their lived experience, but I mean, if you go out looking for something to be offended by, you're gonna find it.
Oh
If you,
yeah.
if you're gonna go out, I think that every population has a group of people that is against them in some way or some part of their life story, um, where they've been pushed down and oppressed and made to feel less than. And if you identify with that and that becomes like the if that becomes your I am statement, you
Mhm.
know, I am defeated, I'm a victim, I'm constantly bothered by life, that those things just become second nature to you. It's like you're rehearsing for shit to fall apart, right?
Yeah, basically. Like, I've been talking to a person who I call like my life guide. She's a
Okay.
wonderful human being, and I always go to her to advice and whenever shit's going down. And recently we've been talking a lot about learned behavior, and at like a very young age. And that could
Mm,
be from anyone who had a very big influence on your life as a young kid.
mm,
And we're taking steps by just taking a look at like what they were doing at the time, and was that okay to do, or like, or
mm.
and you kind of take the step to realize, am I doing that too? Is that okay? And that's your decision to make. And then as you process that over and over again, and you think about the things that they were doing, it could be your parents, could be your grandparents, could be an uncle that raised you,
Mm.
or a teacher, or anybody. And it's like, you think about what they were doing. Was that okay? If not, am I doing that too? And is that okay? Probably not. And
Wow.
you regain power over yourself, like slowly. And it's such a great feeling, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. But you have to be paying attention. Like you have
Yeah.
to literally be kind of auditing what's going on. I mean, I'll say that question one more time so that the audience members who are either viewing right now or later can actually get that. You said, is it what am I doing and is it okay? Is that what it was?
Yeah. It's, what are they doing? Was that okay to do to you, or just do in general?
Hmm.
Am I doing that? Am I repeating their actions? And is
Hmm.
that okay? Is that healthy for me?
Wow. Wow. That's powerful. And I mean, and that's how you break what in some traditions they call generational curses or, generational pathological illness, disease, by just questioning what's going on and just saying, I'm not going to continue to do what my grandmother and great great grandmother and great great grandmother did.
Right. And it's like we always say everywhere, history repeats itself. History repeats itself. Don't be Hitler and Trump's
Mm,
going to become Hitler. But I'm just like, whoa, think about yourself for a second. Are you repeating history? Are you repeating what are you becoming your parents, and is that a good thing? Are you
right.
I mean, sometimes it can be a wonderful thing. Like there are some things that my parents did that were wonderful things, and I'm so grateful for them. And that's just not the case for everyone, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm. And I mean, I know I can go here with you because, and we should all be willing to go here, but that's how you combat Islamophobia and homophobia and racism and bigotry and all of these other isms that are separating people. You have to really ask, like, just because mama and grandma and auntie told me that a certain group of people are this way or these ways, and to treat them this way because they're this way or that way doesn't mean that that's true.
Yeah.
And so you have to literally say, oh, like, am I okay with this behavior that I'm doing or this thought pattern that I'm having? Is that okay? And then what kind of moves I want to make to overcome those things?
Yeah, and you'd be surprised how much you end up teaching your own parents. It's a weird feeling, and I would do it very gently, but I mean, there are times when my mom was just like, "Don't be posting that." I would make like feminist posts like that were very strong and straightforward, like on Facebook when I was a kid, or when the whole Black Lives Matter movement was like really in its full power. And
Yeah, yeah.
I fully supported that stuff, and I was just kind of like, "Look, mom, they're not being treated right. Wake up."
Alma, check your battery. Come on, man. Like, yeah,
Like, don't tell me to be quiet. These
yeah.
things need to be said.
Because this is the right thing to do in our time.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I think that the bolder that we become in our love and the more confrontational, if you will, that we become in our love, the more our voice becomes amplified over the voices of darkness.
Hmm.
I really do feel that. I really do feel that. What's next with Girl? Like, when do we get the EP? When do we get the?
It's I'm taking it slow. I feel
Okay.
like every project that I've ever had, I was like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be great and everyone's gonna listen to me and I'm gonna have millions of followers. No, it does not work like that.
Okay. It does not work like that. It does not work like that.
It's like I have some really great ideas for Girl. I don't want to really get into them right now because I kind of want them to kind
Oh yeah, don't give us your whole like cookie jar on the live. Like, save some for the kids. Yes.
of you just kind of you plant the seed and you see what flower grows.
Yeah.
Pick a random seed, put it in your garden, see what grows. It could be some vegetables, could be some fruits, it could be a beautiful flower.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that, Maggie, because I think I forget that. I forget that personally. I forget that, like, that what actually comes up could be the beginning of a new adventure. It could be something completely unexpected. It could be something better than what I thought I planted.
Right. Like even with Girl, it's like I just kind of had the idea one day and I mentioned it to my boyfriend at the time and I was just like, what do you think? And he was just like, that's kind of cool. And I like mentioned it to a couple of people. I'm like, do you think this is a cool idea? And they're like, oh yeah, no. And then like, I was just like, no, but Girl's got to mean something. It's got to say, it's got to be abbreviated for something. And then I like Googled abbreviations or acronyms for Girl, and I found Ghost in Real Life, and I was like, that rings something in me. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then I actually put the thought into it. It's like it's a process. Trust the process.
Yes, yes. Well, I thank you for trusting your own process and coming on this evening fresh out of work, to trust our process. It's always wonderful sharing with you because I can tell that you're coming from a place of honesty and truth, and you're not waiting to completely fully figure your shit out before actually putting good into the world. You're allowing there to be a space where you can actually figure things out while also helping people.
Hmm.
And that's a good place to be in.
Yeah, because you know what? The world is going to change in the next few months, and there's going to be something else to worry about. You know,
Hmm.
last year around this time, it's like the biggest thing was Black Lives Matter.
Hmm.
Now it's the abortion ban.
Right. Right.
What's going to be next? What can I kind of form girl into? And I feel like girl is just so universal. I can just fight for anyone.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I mean, black people feel invisible daily in this country. Women feel invisible daily in this country, and I feel like your music is going to bring about a healing that an empowerment for the ghosts to actually feel seen, perhaps many of them for the first time.
Oh yeah. You
Um,
got that so well.
I mean, yeah, and when you have a liberated person, watch out, world. When a person gets fully seen in the totality of who they are. I recently had a really, really deep conversation with my mother, and I could hear, now I'm in my mid 30s, I could hear that she heard me exactly what I said for the first time. And
Wow.
just being seen, because I got her on FaceTime now, even though she's pushing back a little bit at me. And she would comfort me if she knew that I was talking about her on the internet. But um I got her on FaceTime, we're on FaceTime, and just to be seen and heard changed the last 2 weeks of my life, because I was a ghost in real life. But then all of a sudden I was seen and heard for the first time related to those subjects, and it's revolutionary on a heart level for people.
Oh yeah. I mean, even for me, when I even came up with the idea, I was just like, people are going to listen to this.
Hmm.
I feel
Hmm.
like I can be heard this way. Because
Yeah.
like, it's like I was finally speaking my truth through my art. You know, I wasn't trying to be
Mm.
anybody.
Mm.
You know,
Because you're enough.
exactly.
You are enough.
There are so many people that I've had in my life that have made me feel so worthless, like I
Mm.
was less than them. You know,
Mm.
it's like you would never want that to happen to somebody, but it happens so often. It's crazy.
Mhm.
And it's like it's some of these people I called family. I mean, they weren't like my blood family. They were just some friends that I knew very well, but like I called them my family. And there were times that I went to them like when I really, really needed them. And they just looked at me and said, "Oh, we have no space for you. And so doesn't really want you around." It's like, you're going to do that?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You know, to me? I thought I was so special to you, but no, this whole time I was giving them my all and they were handing me their crumbs. You know,
Well, up until now.
up until, yeah.
up up until now. Ghosts in Real Life is the name of the project and the work. Maggie Beltran, we are so grateful to have you on this Wednesday's live. I always end with the same three questions. They're the same questions from last year, so I want to throw them at you again. Um, Fill in these blanks. Love is.
Love is fulfilling.
Mm, mm, mm. Joy is.
Joy is peace.
Mm, mm. Freedom is.
Freedom is feeling the wind on your face.
Mm. Are you like driving down the street when you feel it? Are you walking when you feel it?
There's wind everywhere. And once you feel the wind, you're free.
Yeah. Wow. 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 Well, thank you for sharing your artistic freedom with us tonight.
Anytime.
It's always very cool. I've got a couple of announcements that I always do. They're usually the same ones. I want to invite everyone, if you liked our conversation tonight with Maggie and you love hearing from artists that are putting positivity out into the world and just really, really want to like circle up and just kind of amplify the voices of light and love and positivity and creativity, then you definitely want to check out the podcast and all of our free self-care tools and offerings over on lovecityarts.org. I want to encourage people to click through the site. If there's something that you don't see that you want to see from an artist of community of creatives, send us an email and let us know. We'll try to create that space. And if there's something that you see that can really help you and uplift you in your days, weeks, and months ahead, please, by all means, um, take it. There is a live chat feature and also a live 24/7 hotline that's available for artists. So if you're spazzing out, stuck on a lyric, had a tough week with auditions, and you want to talk to someone or chat someone up, people are always standing by. You know, at least until the middle of the night. I'm up to like 4 a.m. anyway. So we're always standing by making sure that artists have a safe place to land. And if we don't get in touch with you or touch back immediately, we always respond. The team does within the next 24 hours, just to make sure that creatives are feeling supported. And for those of you who would like to know about the future programming of Love City Arts, like what we shared today with Maggie, log on and click subscribe on our newsletter, because that's when we announce the artists that are coming up and also our future programming, both online and in person. I want to say a big thank you, as always, to the donors who make all of this possible. No man is an island. I'm not running this by myself. There's an awesome board of directors and also a advisory board that supports us and keeps us on track with our vision to engage, equip, and empower artists. So I want to thank all of them. Kim, I believe, is in the space. So thank you, Kim, for listening to me and my shenanigans all day, every day as I try to build this. And lastly, if you like the work of Love City Arts, please spread the word. We rely on all of you to get the word out about what we're doing. And we're not peddling, as you can see for the last 40 minutes or so, we're not peddling anything but love, acceptance, and community. And I think that's something that we all can get behind. So please tell people, let your friends, family, and fellow artists know about the work. What's the good word you're going to leave the people with, Maggie?
Always be yourself, even when it hurts inside. Even when it's like painful and the hardest thing to do, be yourself.
Be yourself.
Because being yourself will heal that pain you're feeling.
I can tell that's working for you. I could tell. I could
Gotta
tell.
spread the word, man.
Thank you for sharing it with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me. This was fun. This
All
was
right.
really awesome.
We always have a blast. We always just stir each other with with the large, medium, and small spoon. Thank you. Thank you.